You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine.
Welcome to Ghetto and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch, Burger Edition. Episode 30, Matthew.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back to the regular Burger Editions after 7 days of hashtag La Burger Week, where we ate too many dang burgers.
Yeah.
It was really nice, actually, to take a week off of burgers and, eat a couple salads, feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah. I wish I'd taken the opportunity to have a burger cleanse because...
What would a burger cleanse entail, Matthew?
No burgers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unless you do it the other way and the cleanse is just only burgers.
How many... Are you saying you wish you took the opportunity so you had more burgers last week?
No, I wish I didn't eat any burgers. Oh, I did have burgers.
I had
the last 3 days I had burgers.
You've eaten burgers for the past 3 days?
Yeah, I made some at home and leftovers, so I cooked them up, made more. Just
okay, that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
Save the burger appetite for this show. Make some burritos at home.
I think so. I think that's the plan for next time. But episode 30, Sebastian.
This is pretty big, Matthew. 30 weeks in a row with a 7-day run in the middle of that. This is a long stretch of shows. Yeah. I'm impressed with us a little bit.
Yeah, I was impressed when we got to episode 10.
You were.
So
now, 3 times as many episodes later, we're on to another major burger chain. This week, we went to Burger King. The king of the burgers.
So I hear.
Home of the Whopper. Flame broiled meat. I don't know how flame broiled works, really. Because for a long time, I was like, flame broiled, it's over a grill, right?
Yeah.
It's over the flames of a grill. But isn't broiled, like on my oven, when I set it to broil, the heat's coming from the top?
That's true.
So is there fire above the hamburgers? What the hell's going on in Burger King?
Are they like spraying down fire with
a blowtorch of some kind?
Yeah, maybe.
It's just a bug spray and a lighter.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the inner workings. I don't know what goes on. Now,
Matthew, while we were eating, you were telling me, you shared with me a little fact. It's why I'm more concerned that you've been eating burgers for the past 4 days. You told me that you found out you have high blood pressure.
I do. It makes me feel like an adult.
Yeah, I guess that is a very grown-up problem. You don't hear about 12-year-olds with high blood pressure.
No.
Or at least I don't. I'm not a doctor.
No.
Now, Matthew, what do you know? Have you done any research? You went and got your blood pressure checked, and you went home and Googled, why do I have high blood pressure? Is it because of the marathon of hamburgers you've been eating? Is it because of the salt packets you hide away everywhere and pour onto all of your meat? What is causing this, Matthew?
I want to say it's not the salt, but everything I Googled, the first item on the list of things that cause high blood pressure was salt. Among other things, I should eat more vegetables, exercise a little more.
Sure.
But it's very hard to cut out the salt.
I feel like that is the easiest of the things you could do. Maybe you need to change your ways a little bit, obviously, but instead of... Because you put salt on everything. Maybe you need to carry around a little hot sauce or something. Or a little ketchup or something. Start switching the flavor that you're adding on to all of your food.
It's the flavor of the last 30 years of my life. I don't know if I can just swap it out with a hot sauce.
As kids like bubblegum and candies. And, as you grow older, your taste buds change and evolve. And you can appreciate a fine whiskey or a steak more than you did as a child.
No.
Maybe it's time, Matthew, for you to evolve into your next form, the Jankosaurus.
I've burnt all of my taste buds with the salt. Yeah, I don't know. I went to... See, I didn't actually go to a doctor to do it. I guess she was a nurse or a doctor. I'm not sure what happened. This wasn't for a checkup.
Okay.
This was to do I want a little more cash on the side, so
sure.
I was going to do one of these medical testing.
Is this one of these pharma? What's the company?
Like pharmaceutical trials. It's what is it called?
Algorithm
Algorithm
Pharma,
Pharma.
something like
You
that. I
hear about
remember
them
hearing
all?
those commercials on the radio.
Yeah.
So now, Matthew, this isn't the first time you've done medical testing.
It is not.
Matthew, a human guinea pig of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
They assure you that these are all like, we're up to the human trials level. But is this like the initial human trials? What are you? What are they trying on you? We'll get into some of the past ones later. But what was this week's medical test that you underwent?
Well, I had signed up for a what is it?
Like a fat burning pill or something like that?
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol
Yeah, it was
pill.
to lower your cholesterol.
Okay.
I'm like, that seems pretty harmless.
Yeah.
But she talked to me on the phone and talked me into going in for a few $100s more, doing a pill for schizophrenia.
Oof. You had mentioned this to me before you went and did it, and how you didn't like the idea of like stuff that's for your brain.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you went for a schizophrenia pill?
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Well, I didn't actually go because
okay.
I went for the checkup.
The
one that
medical
they do.
test before? Okay.
Yeah, and then everything was fine. They said I was very healthy, and then they were like, let's just do the blood
pressure.
blood pressure. So they did that, and then she just looked at me after, because I was normally it's supposed to be 120 over 80.
Sure.
I was 140 over 100.
Okay. So
And she-
20 over on both scales. I don't know
Yeah.
what either of these scales mean, do you?
I don't know, but I looked at it, and it's in the deep red.
Okay,
of
on
the
the-
chart. It's
Okay,
like you are
okay.
at high risk of heart attack.
So if this was the terror attack scale, like
Exactly.
we are currently under attack.
Yeah, if it's a fire chart, it hasn't rained in 2 months.
Okay, okay.
So it was not looking good, and the nurse, the one who took it, just looked at me for a while.
Well, what do you mean? Like, what was that look? What did that look mean to you? What was she saying with that look?
It was a little. She looked sad for me.
Oh, really?
It was weird because I'm sitting there and I know I'm not going to make it into this trial because my blood pressure is far too high. And she says, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "No, I'm really calm right now."
That makes sense, actually. You're like, I've been here before. I've done medical tests.
I was sitting down for 3 hours prior to just reading. I feel like there's nothing calmer than that.
That is pretty calm, yeah.
And then, so I was like, well, maybe I'll put my feet up and I'll just sit here. And she's like, I'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll do it again. She came back and I was 1 point higher than before.
Well,
So
I mean, now your anxiety
Yeah,
has risen.
Yeah. So she just kept saying, "Oh, that's really high," and then she would look to me for some sort of explanation.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." She's like, "Yeah, it's really high."
So they said, no, you're not making any money today.
Exactly.
No, we're not giving you any of these schizophrenia pills. Your
Yeah.
blood pressure's too high.
Yeah, she was like, try to lower it and come back next time. And because I'm not there for a checkup, I'm there for business. They're not going to give me any advice on, this is how you lower it. This is what you should do. Take these steps in improving your lifestyle. So
So
now
you
I
had to
just
turn to WebMD or something.
I just went home and ate a bunch of cobs of corn, salted them like mad because it might be my last.
Okay. I feel like you should not have salted them like mad. I understand, but maybe this is the wake-up call you need to put the salt away, Matthew.
I need a heart attack. That needs to be my wake up call.
No, that's not right. You can die from a heart attack.
Yeah.
So maybe skip that step and just cut out the salt right away.
Yeah. I've been feeling, but ever since then, I've been feeling really angry. I had a lot of anger.
That's just go raise your blood pressure even more. Yeah.
Blood is boiling inside.
You need to start meditating, doing yoga, leading a vegan lifestyle, maybe.
No. I mean, the burgers need to remain a part of my life, I think.
Well, I imagine if you have one burger a week, and aside from that, it's all corn and cucumbers and squash.
I'll work on it. I'm going to work on it.
If anyone out there is a nutritionist and can give Matthew a new dietary plan that will help lower his blood pressure, but also leave room for at least one burger a week, perhaps two. We did eat two today.
Yeah. For
2 burgers a week. Please contact us through our Twitter at Burger Edition or our Facebook, Cadeau and Janko. Or no, what is our
This is
Facebook?
facebook.com/burger edition.
There you go. and set up a meal plan for Matthew, full of chickpeas and carrots.
I hate chickpeas.
Why do you hate chickpeas?
They're I don't like the name, and they're just hard little balls.
They're not really hard. They're pretty soft.
Well, I don't know. It's been a long time since I had them, but
In the grand scheme of legumes, are there other legumes you're not a big fan of? Beans, peas?
I like peas, no beans.
No?
We can go on for hours about which ones I like, which ones I don't, the reasons behind it. I need a chart in front of me really to get to the bottom of everything. But
So okay, let's I'm gonna transition here.
yeah,
Well, we're talking about your pickiness, I guess. We went to Burger King today,
yes,
and for years and years, maybe decades, I believe it started in the 70s and it was definitely still in existence in the 90s. Burger King's motto was "Have it your way."
is it not anymore?
It's probably something else now, but they change mottos far more frequently than they used to.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, there was a song, "Have it your way at Burger King." And Matthew, you didn't have it your way. You still let them put tomatoes on it that you don't like.
You noticed that?
Of course I did.
Oh man.
And as you were ordering, I'm like, this guy doesn't learn. And I sat down. I saw a couple tomatoes beside your burger. Matthew, why didn't you choose to have it your way at Burger King?
I didn't feel like the opportunity presented itself.
Oh, when you're ordering, you say, "I'll have a this, no tomatoes."
I don't want to have to live in a world where I have to say no tomatoes. Just don't put tomatoes on. If I want tomatoes, I'll say put tomatoes on.
But it's far more complicated for everyone else to be like, okay, so I'll have a Whopper with pickles, with onions, with tomatoes, with shredded lettuce. What is it in?
Well, at Subway, they don't just automatically put everything on, and then you have to ask them not to put all this stuff on. So,
Okay, I see your point. But
build that
not
burger.
every place is Harvey's
Well, maybe they have a lesson to learn.
or Pick's.
Yeah. But, as it stands, I had the trouble of removing that tomato.
So, Matthew, before we get into the burgers themselves
Yeah.
and the restaurant experience as it was, do you have any childhood memories about Burger King, or even just previous recollections, earliest memories of Burger King? When you think of Burger King, what do you think of? And go.
I just realized now that all my memories of Burger King were actually memories of Harvey's. I don't think I have.
Was that because you started saying that you got a ball and was
Yeah.
like green and red?
I had a softball that was lime green and a weird orangey pink color. I had a little fanny pack.
It's a very 90s colors.
Yeah. And all of that now was actually stamped with the Harvey's logo. So Burger King, I don't think I have any memories other than really loving to get those crowns. After
Oh
I-
yeah.
I didn't see any crowns this time.
No, I didn't either, but I'm sure they're available. They're very simple to make. I figure it's just a piece of cardboard. You roll it up.
Well,
And Harvey's and Burger King, at least the Harvey's logo that exists in my memory, they may have updated their logo since, but it was just the name Harvey's in a burger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was all orange and blue.
yeah.
And the Burger King logo is just the words Burger and King in a burger. Now it's like a round thing with a blue swoosh, but it's
Doesn't it
still
just say
reminiscent.
BK?
No, it's Burger King. Oh, I guess sometimes they simplified it into a BK.
Yeah.
But it's Burger King with something that still kind of looks like the old burger above and below. And there's a blue swoosh around the whole thing to make it look like sporty or something. I don't know when they changed it. I didn't like it, and I still don't.
It's to make you think you're leading an active lifestyle.
Yeah,
Those
exactly. I
burgers.
feel like Pepsi did that same thing in the early 2000s where it's like, oh, Pepsi, it's rebranded. It looks like a sports drink now. But it's
Yeah.
like, no, you're still Pepsi. Who are you kidding? At least Coke stays with that classic look.
Yeah.
Still always... Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
But with Pepsi, it's like you remember those commercials? Athletes just drinking Pepsi and then sweating syrup.
No, I think you're thinking of Gatorade.
They're the same.
Or Powerade.
Same difference.
Same companies.
Yeah. Just sweating brown juices off.
Brown syrup. Sweat and root beer. And so Matthew, no previous memories of Burger King?
Unfortunately not, other than the crowns.
You?
You?
Yeah, I mean, as a little kid, I really remember the TV commercials where there was like the BK crew, the BK Kids crew or something